Hi guys, welcome back. So on this channel I follow England, Ireland, Wales and Scotland and try to do so without too much bias. Now obviously I am an England fan, so sometimes I'll look at England in more depth, and this is one of those times. I've seen a trend in the new players coming through into the from the academies, from the England age groups into the Premiership teams that could well feed into England in a particular way. Now when Eddie Jones took over, flankers, there weren't that many. Now this video is titled Playmakers, Poachers, Flankers and Fly Halves, and Eddie just didn't like any, so he chose two big tough guys, Haskell to make the big hits and Robshaw to do all the dog work, and he made it work. And he waited and waited until two came along, Curry and Underhill, Tom Curry and Sam Underhill, that he actually thought were good enough. But there's more in the pipeline now. Finally, I think the drought is over in that regard. Now, England have been Ford and Farrell for quite a long time now as the main playmakers for England, and they're fantastic world-class players at what they do. My only reservation, as I say in most videos, is their running threat really isn't quite good enough to offer that threat themselves. Obviously their kicking, their passing, their decision making is excellent. Now I'm going to go through the list of players I think could fit into this New England team. The skillful backs and those really quick back row. Obviously you need to intersperse those with some big guys, so I'm going to mention them as well. But in the back line, the players I really see coming through at the moment, and this isn't just because they're there, because I generally think these players are good enough, and England has numbers and they need to make it count. So in the back line, Marcus Smith, probably going to stay at 10, probably not going to play anywhere else, but incredibly talented, fantastic, skillful distributor, good kicker, and also a very dangerous running game. A little bit smaller maybe than some of the others. Then you've got Joe Simmons at Exeter, who has been running Exeter for a long time now. He has taken over from Stevenson, and Marcus Smith is Harlequin's main man as well. So these aren't guys without experience at a high level. Joe Simmons as well is a very dangerous runner, a little bit more of a solid customer than Smith. Both of those guys, I think, the top quality, could play 10 for England. Joe Simmons could play 15 potentially, maybe even 12. James Grayson, another guy, hasn't had quite as much exposure at Premiership level, but he's growing into the role, whether it's 10, 12 or fullback, I'm not sure. Cameron Redpath is a guy who obviously Eddie Jones has seen before, brought onto England camps, had a bad injury but is back now. He maybe could play at 10 or in the centres or in the back three, we're not too sure. Jacob Amanga is another skillful fly half, probably could play elsewhere as well because he's very quick, and he's been given the reins to the Wasps team as well. Even though you've got the likes of Lima Sopawanga in the squad, they're giving the keys to Amanga, and he has been called up to the England squad as well. Manu Vunipola, Farrell's been away with England and he's been the main man for Saracens, and he's been given the reins in big European games as well, and he's a real tough customer, 10, possibly even 12. Tom Curtis is another young fly half coming through the system. We haven't seen him at senior level much so far. Max Malins is a guy who's got injured and probably would have been in the England squad, possibly instead of Furbank if he hadn't got injured. A fantastic 15, brilliant kicking and running game. Very tall as well, good in the air. A guy who I think is fantastic, Josh Hodge, could play 15, could play wing, a huge boot on him, very sweet strike of the boot. Max Ajomu could play 10 or in the centres. And there's another guy as well, Zach Henry, who is, I think he's been signed maybe for one of the Premiership clubs, is it potentially Bristol? But anyway, he's gone from Pro D2, which is the second division in France, and he's been the main man at 10 there. And this guy has got everything. He is super quick and dangerous. So I know that's a lot of players, but England have the numbers game. They always have. But now I think they've got the quality game. All those players I think could really make it at international level, and it's exciting. Anyway, let me know if I've missed anyone out and where those players might play and who you think's, the best of the bunch there. Into the back row, we already know about some of these, but they're very young. Tom Curry we know about, of course. Just a phenomenal player, being asked to play 6 as well as 7 and now 8, and he's still looking good. Ben Curry, his twin brother, is almost equally as good, and in fact he was ahead of Tom Curry for a lot of the time in the age groups, and I definitely think he will step up to be an international flanker as well. Sam Underhill, we know, is an absolute machine in the tackle. Lewis Ludlam has made the step up, very quick, aggressive ball carrier as well. Then we've got Ben Earl looking $1 million for Saracens at the moment, a real beast of a player, very quick and dynamic. And Aaron Hinkley, who I think is moving to Exeter, is another guy who I really, really rate. He could be in there as well. So those are your super fast flankers. And then if you chuck some big guys into the back line, like Joe Thokanasiga on the wing, or Ollie Lawrence maybe at 12 or 13, then you've got the punch you need. And young back row who are a bit more of a aggressive, physical players, where you've got Ted Hill, Don Brandt, the Willis brothers, all waiting in the wings to come into this England team. I generally think it's not just numbers, it's quality of numbers England have in the pipeline that could form the backbone of the next England team. I hope they don't get wasted. I hope a lot of these guys get a chance. If the next England coach or the current England coach get it right, they could have a world-class team coming through. Anyway, let me know what you think on those thoughts, and I'll be back with a Six Nations video next time.